I'm Ben Picard from LeanSquare, and it's my pleasure to welcome you in this introduction video of the 1 hour challenge. In this small video, I'll give a different point. The goal of the video is to present you the 1 hour challenge, explain you what you can expect, how to prepare yourself, and what are the next steps if you want to register. If you don't know us, LeanSquare is a fund that believes in the new economy. We are based in Liège, but we operate everywhere in Belgium. We have been created in 2014, so about 30 months ago today. And in these 30 months, we have done like 30 investments. And the 30 startups in which we have invested have raised altogether about 10 million euro. We have a range of products going from convertible loan of 25K just to prove the customer traction to all kinds of equity. And we are supported by different investors, sponsors, and friends. If you want to learn more about us, www.leansquare.be, and you'll find there all information you can be looking for. More speaking, this is our portfolio of startup. It ranges from food of the future with startup like Aldento to Bloom Life with a personal device to help pregnant women to follow the pregnancy. All right, what's the 1 hour challenge? Actually, many startups go and pitch in all kinds of competition, pitching event, etc. And the typical format is a 4, 5, 7 minute, but means basically that there is a lot of stress, and generally it's a bit unfair to say that, but that's what we realized. Most startups do not get a lot of feedback of their pitching session in a few minutes. In LeanSquare, as we want to invest in startup, we also look for a good way to meet startup, to take the time to speak the startup, to listen to the startup, and for the good project to see how we can work together, and for the project that are with great potential but not yet ready, to give you an effective, true feedback that we hope you can use to help your startup to grow in the future. This is why we have created the concept of 1 hour challenge. So in 1 hour, you have plenty of time to give a cool pitch, take 20 minutes, we can take 20 more minutes to discuss, give feedback, answer your question if you want, and decide all together in the next 15-20 minutes what could be potential next step, how we can help you. Maybe we can recommend you to go and see some people, or we can decide together if and how we could work together. The 1 hour challenge is a non-stressful format of pitch where we meet and hope we can help you. Who should attend this kind of event? Actually, all kind of startup in what I call the new economy. So not only digital, not only numeric, but all kind of startup. If you look for let's say feedback, if you look for advice, if you look for ideas, feel free to join. And of course, if you look for money, if you look for starting fund, seed fund, or scaling fund, we are also interested in that kind of project. Please join us. It's a great pleasure to meet new startup and discuss about all the potential these startups have in hands. What can you expect from such a meeting? Actually, we are very cash, I would say. We provide a friendly cash feedback. It's also a first contact with investors looking for seed startup in your regions. I put regions in plural because we are in Liège, but we go to Brussels, to Ghent, to Antwerp, to all kinds of places in Belgium. We are pleased to organize 1 hour challenge in our office or in our partner's office. And we hope to provide you practical, actionable feedback and to do. We have organized plenty of 1 hour challenge. We have literally hundreds of startups that we have met and that we met regularly. I think they all can give you a serious testimonial that we take it serious, and you generally get strong and fair feedback. But let startups speak for us. Okay, how can you be ready? How can you prepare yourself for a 1 hour challenge? I would say it basically depends what you're looking for. If you are ready, option 1, you are looking for funding, then naturally the best thing to do is to prepare an investor pitch. There are plenty of video on our YouTube channel. You go on YouTube, you look for LeanSquare. There is, among other, a playlist called R2IP, Ready to be Invested Program, where you can find all kind of videos, among others videos on the video 6 and 6 bis, where you meet, let's say, investors. You see what's a good investor file, and you will see we detail the typical reading grid of what an investor is looking for. I mentioned here 12 points. Typically, a good investor pitch should start with the pain, tell us a story. Against that pain, explain us what's your big, hairy, audacious goal, your clear idea, your clear value proposition. What's the market? What's the unique selling point? How do you position yourself against or with competition? Have you segmented your customer? What have you done so far? What's your P&L, what I call carton bière? In other words, how do you gain money? What's your business model in standard terms? How do you see the risk? What is your lean approach? What are your next steps? What are your ambitions? What's your team, and what's your funding demand? Because if you come for a funding, it's important to mention what kind of funding you look for. Are you looking for convertible loans? Are you looking for equity? Why? What are you going to do? What's the goal? What's your timing? What do you expect actually? So if you look for funding, don't come with a presentation for customer. Come with a true investor presentation. That's of course the best way to be ready for an investor pitch. Now, if you just want feedback, try to prepare a pitch plus question. I assume that if you look for feedback, this is because you are still wondering on how to position against competition and how to segment and how to make your financial plan. I don't know, but I expect that some of these questions are not yet answered by you, and you are looking for answers to these questions. So from my perspective, if you look for feedback, probably the best way to be ready is to organize a similar kind of pitch with information that you have already and questions maybe on the point you do not see yet very well. And then we can discuss together how you could fulfill the missing part of your investor pitch. By the way, I'm a real fan of the investor pitch, not because we are investors, but because we strongly believe that it's also a good reading grid of your project as a whole maturity, and that's probably a great way to double check that your project is mature to kick off. However, I'm also a strong believer in true customer traction. It's not something you should do on paper. That's something you should do on the field, meeting customer and co-developing with them. If you're interested in more detail, once again, go and see our Ready to be Invested series of video on the playlist LeanSquare on our YouTube channel. Okay. How can you get ready? You can also have a look at www.perfectpitch.be. There are plenty of examples of pitch of all kind of qualities. Some are very great, some are okay. And you also have there a video of Roald Siberat presenting some tips and hints on how to make a good pitch, a good presentation. Do not hesitate to refer to this video. Okay. That's in general the concept of the 1 hour challenge. Easy setup. You just take an appointment. I explain in a few minutes how you can get these appointments. You come prepare with a looking for funding kind of story, or the story as it is, and a set of questions. And we try to use your time and our time all together on the most efficient and most effective way. Now, I want to mention a special kind of 1 hour challenge. We co-organize with La Libre Belgique once a month a special 1 hour challenge where we propose to startup not only to get feedback from LeanSquare, but also get feedback from some experts from BNP Paribas Fortis, and to get an interview from a journalist from La Libre, typically Pierre-François Levens, and he make a portrait that are published in La Libre Entreprise every Saturday. There are 1-2 portraits in La Libre Entreprise of young startups that have been challenged in one of the 1 hour challenge we organize once a month in La Libre Entreprise. So the format of the 1 hour challenge La Libre Entreprise is similar to the general 1 hour challenge, but you get press coverage in bonus. So of course you have to be ready to expose your project to the feedback, the critics, very positive, but the feedback and the critics of open discussion on your project. All right, this concept of 1 hour challenge, now where does it happen? We organize many 1 hour challenge here in Liège, in LeanSquare. This where I'm now in the office of LeanSquare in Liège, but also a bit everywhere, like in CoStation. We are strong partners of CoStation with LeanSquare. There are editions in CoStation Brussels, but we will go in other CoStations. We organize 1 hour challenge with SmartWork. SmartWork is a great startup in the domain of co-working, high quality co-working. They have office in Liège, they have office in Brussels, and we organize from time to time in their office some edition of the 1 hour challenge, and we are also organizing with the ING, our local LeanSquare partners, also edition in different ING office a bit everywhere in Belgium. All right. If you're interested, how do you register? This is extremely easy. We have a website, www.onehourchallenge.be. On this website, you find all information, and this video, by the way, on the 1 hour challenge. From there, you have registration button, you click, and you get a list of all the next coming 1 hour challenge, a mix of French and English, depending the session and where they happen. And you can just register. It's a simple Eventbrite. The number of available tickets depends on the number of tickets left. This is a free access for the moment, but once you register, we expect you to come, of course, because there are only a limited numbers of seats. So if you engage yourself to come, we take the seats of someone else. So we make it free, but we expect you to join us. If you would have any question, there is a alias OHC, standing for 1 hour challenge, at leansquare.be, and the LeanSquare project manager will respond to you in the next 24 hours to say something, but generally quicker than this. Voila, that was introduction video on the 1 hour challenge. I hope to have the pleasure to meet you soon in one of our 1 hour challenge next session. Have a good day.